Who's been putting money on your books, Bob?
Bob? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But he's not going to be able to do much more because he believes I should be out, and he's running out of money fast. But anyways, so everything that you are saying about Interscope Records sending me, trying to get me on contract along with Columbia Records, Taylor Swift being involved, all of that is true.
Well, folks, it's official. We've hit 25,000 subscribers, and I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to do for this special occasion. And recently, if y'all don't know, there's a man who goes by the name Little Sippy, and he's been doing a bunch of phone calls with Daniel Larson. So as a sort of callback to my original content, I wanted to take a look at these new Daniel Larson phone calls and break them down. I'm going to be looking at the 2 most recent phone calls, as well as talking a little bit about the man who's behind the phone calls, Little Sippy, because he's an interesting character himself. The most major thing you'll probably notice about Little Sippy is his love for lolcows. He has a love for one lolcow in particular, and that's Christine Weston Chandler. He's really fond of Christine. He's always flaunting their memorabilia. He has both the rocks and the medallion. So he has both these things that were bought from Chris Chan's Etsy shop, or I guess people who run Chris Chan's Etsy shop, right? Because I know the rocks were like an exclusive thing he did. He kind of like picked those from the front of his house. But when it comes to the medallion, you know, a bunch of people sell medallions, so I guess he really could have got that anywhere. But just based on the purchase of the rocks, I'm assuming he probably also got the medallion from like a certified Chris Chan dealer. This dude has 2 Chris Chan memorabilia reviews on his channel. He has one for the rocks and then one for the medallion. And these videos are pretty long, one's 10 minutes and one's 16. So he's just sitting there reviewing these things for minutes on end. I'm gonna make a condensed version because it's like, what really could this guy be talking about for 16 minutes? And there's no way I'm sitting through 16 minutes of this guy talking about Chris Chan memorabilia. So there's no way y'all are doing that. So here's a little bit of footage from both those videos so you can get an understanding of Little Sippy's love for Chris Chan.
Today I got Temple of Sonichu Sacred Rocks. Pretty sure these are, even though Chris lives in Big Island right now, I think he goes back to Barb's house in Ruckersville to get these rocks. There's a video of him collecting the rocks. I'll show that to you real quick. So yeah, these are $15. I think they're about maybe like $20 with shipping. I think there might have been tax in there too. I don't remember. But is it worth it? Well, it depends on how big of a Sonichu fan you are, I suppose. But new unboxing video. I also have a handmade Sonichu medallion coming tomorrow. And I'm saying tomorrow is my tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this video edited. I probably will be able to get this video edited and uploaded today, but who knows, right? See that? Thank you for buying from my shop. May this purchase bring you love and good fortune. Blessings be upon you. Quick. I don't think that was advertised with to come with this, so I guess that's extra. So here they are. You got a little bit of dirt that came with them too. Let's see. I don't know why my focus on the camera is so off, but like, look at this. Did this really, this is not naturally occurring in the driveway of Ruckersville. I doubt it. So I don't know what that is. But the shipping for anything you buy from Chris, especially on Etsy, is very fast. And I just looked on Google Maps, and the house that they live in, Chris and I forgot the other guy's name from Prater, but the house where they live is literally like 800 feet away from the post office. I think it's like 815 feet away. So it's like a 3-minute walk away from the post office. So I guess that explains why the shipping is so fast. Shipping is especially fast on the Etsy. But yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's a little, well, it's not really wet. It smells like, I don't know, Chris claims it's actually clay. Other people claim that it's like Crayola model magic or whatever. So I don't know what it actually is, but you can tell the difference between the ones that are made by Chris and the ones that are not made by Chris, because the, what's the word? The green parts of the eyes, what would that be called? The irises, maybe? I don't know if I'm getting, I think that's what they're called. Like the blue part of my eyes is called iris, right? I think. And then the black part's the pupil. If I'm getting that correct, then the irises of these eyes, you can tell, because the ones, they're more oval shaped when they're made by Chris. The ones that are not made by Chris, the other ones that he sells, are more like circle shaped. They're less like flattened out, if you know what I'm saying.
So just from taking a quick look at those two videos, y'all can understand that this guy loves lolcows. He's very enthralled with all the lolcows, right? Like, homie even knows the difference between a fake Chris Chan merchandise and the real Chris Chan merchandise, right? Like, he's really deep into the shit. So it would make sense that this guy would have a pretty weird past, right? He doesn't just seem like a normal individual. And you'd be right to suspect that. After doing an AMA on the Daniel Larson subreddit, he revealed some pretty crazy stuff about himself. He has a pretty violent past. He was charged with battery and disorderly conduct one time. He also had a charge of child, but that was dropped. This was due to a fight that he had with another individual. He was 17 years old and that person was, I believe, around the age of 15 years old. But it doesn't just stop there, because in 2022, apparently he was also banned from being within 500 feet of schools. I guess this comes after accusations that he made on a school in 2017. So this guy is just a weirdo all around. Anybody who's been praising him or trying to say he's a cool guy, just do research on the dude. You can see his charges are pretty crazy. He's a violent offender. This actually affected homie recently when he tried to go to an Obama waltz rally. I'm not really into politics. I know Obama was president in 2008 or whatever, right? But I don't know much about Obama. I don't know anything about the waltz at all. But apparently this dude, Little Sippy, wanted to go to their rally and they didn't let him in because of his past. Right after they kicked him out, he ended up making a rant video about it. So I wanted to show y'all a little bit of that too. So, you know, you can just get a little bit more of a feel for who this Little Sippy guy is before you jump right into the phone calls, right? I feel like a lot of people are overlooking how much of a lolcow Little Sippy is himself.
Dude, same stuff happened again, man. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Little Sippy. They just kicked me out of an Obama rally. Or a Walz rally. I don't know. Is it an Obama rally or a Tim Walz rally? Because I was there to see Obama. I don't really care too much about Tim Walz, but they had the governor there. They had the mayor there. They had some senators and stuff, and I got almost all the way to the end. I seen all them people. I seen Tim Walz and Obama was on, and that's who I came to see. And then I seen the Secret Service. They looking at their phones, you know. I'm sure they got a picture of me on their phones. And they looking at me. They said, "Are you Nicholas Warland?" I said, "What you want, bro? Are you Nicholas Warland?" "Oh yeah, he's Nicholas Warland," right? And they kicked me out just by virtue of my reputation. So that's pretty crazy, ain't it? But I got it all on video. How I'm trespassing if I had tickets to the event? How am I trespassing if I had a ticket to the event? Huh?
You're being asked to leave.
Goofy ass dude, Kay Lochner.
Thank you.
Little
Davis. I'm with the Secret Service. Do you mind if we talk for a second?
Nah, y'all talked to me last time, bro. I'm good. Look at all them agents, bro. Look at them, the alphabet boys.
You want to talk to us?
The Alphabet Boys. I'm not talking to y'all Alphabet Boys. I already talked to y'all last time. Got content for my channel. Y'all some glowies.
Bro, the FBI and the Secret Service doesn't just go after people for no reason. I mean, y'all understand this. Little Sippy knows this. There's like this hard cut that I didn't make in between when the first security guard kicks him out and then the Secret Service actually comes out. And I believe that he just kept trying to go back in there. They asked him to leave and he said, I have a ticket. So I assume that, like an idiot, he tried to go back in there and then Secret Service came out. Either that or he was just sitting out there the whole time. Because like I said, there's a hard cut where he was kind of waiting there for probably a good amount of time, I assume, for somebody else to come out. He was basically trying to egg them on purpose because you can see at the end, he says that he wanted content for his channel. It's just stupid behavior, man. It's like really ignorant. He's just trying to egg on the Secret Service. He's doing these Larson calls, which is Larson in federal prison. So he's just trying to get the feds on his ass. He doesn't even care. This dude is straight up lolcow status, man. But enough about little Sippy. The moment y'all been waiting for. Here it is, the first Daniel Larson call we're going to be looking at, which was recorded about 2 days ago.
May begin speaking now.
Hello?
Hello? Hey.
What's up?
Hey, so I can talk for a little bit right now,
Okay.
if you're available.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I haven't been able to check my emails because I'm completely out of money again. So I'm kind of waiting until I can get more. So I can't check the emails. I can't really send any mail because I'm completely out.
Well, what about the phone? How can you can't keep calling the phone though?
Phone calls are free.
Oh, that's nice. They don't have integer packets or anything?
I guess they do, but that's for people that don't get money, and I do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Who's been putting money on your books, Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's not going to be able to do much more because he believes I should be out, and he's running out of money fast. But anyways, so everything that you are saying about Interscope Records sending me, trying to get me on contract along with Columbia Records, Taylor Swift being involved, all of that is true. Because Clark was saying, a.k.a. Griffin, was saying exactly the same thing. My family, Bob and my disability housing services that I was in, they never believed any of it. So if this is all real, then this is major because I shouldn't even be in custody.
So you're not going to do the verse on the Taylor Swift song from jail?
I can't, fortunately. I have to wait on all music until I'm out. He was a big, big factor in everything.
Yeah.
He got me in contact, and I think he even for a while was trying to date Grace behind my back.
How
I don't
that's
know.
what I don't understand. How dare he try to steal your girl from you?
I don't know. I don't know at all, but it really, really kind of f***ed up everything.
That's insane. So he was just trying to be your friend because he knows that Grace is in love with you, and he was trying to get it in with Grace that way.
I guess, yeah. I think he saw that Grace was in love with me, and he tried to use me to get to her.
That's insane.
I think. I don't think anything really happened. I don't know, but I do know that there was a bunch of issues along that line.
Wow. Any updates from Grace lately?
I don't have her number. I don't have any of her contact. Everything is on straight up hold.
Okay.
Like my lawyer, I haven't spoken to my lawyer since I've last told you that I did. Everything is fucked. Like, I haven't heard any new updates. All my updates are from you, and you only.
Of course, one of the first things that this dude is concerned about is if Daniel Larson's calls cost anything or not. And once Daniel says that they're free, you can see he gets all giddy. because he uses these phone calls as content. He knows that if Daniel Larson didn't have any money on his books or those calls weren't free, then he would be shit out of luck for content. And that's probably also why he asked if Daniel has money on his books, because Daniel also sends him emails and supposed letters. But to our surprise, even that is being covered by no other than Bob Proctor. Yes, folks, Bob Proctor is back. Of course, he's putting money on Daniel's books. Now, I don't see a troll going and pretending to be Bob and putting money on Daniel's books through the prison system. That just doesn't seem very plausible to me. What I think is happening is that Bob is just putting money on Daniel's books because Daniel's in prison and therefore he can't really like hurt him or anything. So I guess he just doesn't see him as a threat. He doesn't really care. So he's just giving him money. That's usually how it is, right? Bob always is indirectly giving Daniel money. There was a time when Bob was actually like directly in Daniel's life, but y'all already know how that went down. So now it's just him and Daniel through the prison bars. I mean, this dude, Little Sippy, needs Daniel there. That's why he's so concerned with what's going on and if Daniel's doing good, if he's still talking to Bob, if he's got money on his books, because he needs, like I said, those emails, calls, the letters. He needs all that for content. This dude, Little Sippy, loves that shit. And Daniel's comment at the end proves that, because he says that this dude, Little Sippy, is the only one who's been giving him updates from the outside. It's just been this Little Sippy dude and Clark. They're having some sort of match to see who can use Daniel for content the most. And I think Little Sippy is winning right now. He releases phone calls every single day. And they're pretty long phone calls, but he doesn't usually like ask Daniel that many questions. Recently, he's just been trolling Daniel. A lot of the stuff he says pertains to celebrities like Taylor Swift, Chief Keef. He loves to mention like random ass celebrities and say that they're going to be having collaborations with Daniel or that they've done remixes of Daniel's songs. In the next clip, you'll also see him use this letter. He has this letter where he wrote a bunch of random questions and he says that the letter is from Daniel. The questions kind of sound like something that would be posted on Daniel's community page, but in actuality, like if you really listen to him, they're just like random crazy questions. A lot of it has to do with cum and pre-cum. It just doesn't really sound like Daniel. It sounds like somebody trying to sound like Daniel.
You sent me the one letter that I don't think I got back to you on. It was, can I ask you a few questions? Is a gag reflex normal when you're about to come? I don't think so. No. Is pre-cum thick and sticky like regular cum?
Say that again. I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
Well, you don't remember the letter?
Was from a federal prison.
Do you remember the letter you sent with all the questions?
Yeah, that was not fully me. Other people are sending letters from the jail as well.
With your name on them?
Yes.
And they weren't like authorized by you? You didn't tell them to write them?
They were helping write the letters, but they just, they were sending letters behind my back as well. I don't know 100% what they were saying. Other people have, I told them, hey, can you write my letter for me? They would write it, and then they would just, from there just send it. So I don't know what everything...
Why don't you write your own letter?
Just because, don't have a lot of time. I'm just trying to get a hold of my lawyer. Like I said, I haven't even heard from him. I'm either, just really busy and just things are not working at all. I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Okay.
So I'm I've been filing reports. I've been doing nothing but trying to figure out even what's going on.
The questions in that letter weren't from you?
No, I haven't received any of your letters other than just the one that had the picture or the 3 pictures or whatever. I think 5 something of Grace.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the only one I got.
To be honest with you, y'all, it's really hard to know who's telling the truth. I mean, I feel like little Sippy faked this letter, but at the same time, you listen to Daniel's defense and it's not really good. He's saying that he had other people writing his letters and that they were sending out wrong things to mess with him. There's no way that's happening. There's no way that the people are sending out letters and claiming to be Daniel Larson from the same jail that he's in and trolling him. He's in a jail with a bunch of the same people as him. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? He's in there with Jared Fogle. So I just don't see people like that trolling him because they're the same exact people as he is. And then you got that sick comment where Daniel says that little Sippy sent him like 5 photos of Grace. Why would you do that? Why would you send this dude who's obsessed with this girl a bunch of photos of her? What do you think he's doing with those photos? Obviously not good things. You know what he was doing when he was out. I mean, imagine it. Daniel's bunkmate waking up in the middle of the night to him cranking it to, pictures of Grace Vanderwall, printed out pictures of Grace Vanderwall. You know what I mean? Just straight up black and white ink JPEGs of Grace Vanderwall. That's insane shit. And you know that there's no lubricant in there, so he's just straight up going in dry, man. It's a catastrophe all around. In the next clip, you'll see this dude discuss Daniel's trial. Take everything you hear from him with a grain of salt. Don't take any of it seriously, because it's probably all to troll Daniel. I don't read the court documents anymore because every time I do, it seems like it's just the same thing repeated over again. There's never any actual updates. When there is an actual big update, you'll see it in the Daniel Larson subreddit, but you know what I mean? Everything else is usually just like copy and paste. It's basically stuff that has to be done. So they just put a bunch of legal jargon there. They say, okay, we're keeping Daniel for, X amount of time until he's competent, and it just starts over again. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he will be released. Maybe he won't. I wouldn't be too sure about anything this guy says is the point of what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the only one I got.
So the update I have for you for your case is that the judge is probably going to. The judge said that she's probably going to dismiss your case if you're not moved to Springfield by the end of December.
Okay.
Because there's a 4-month period that they're authorized to evaluate you, and it doesn't start until you move to Springfield. But basically,
right, and well, I also have information on that. I was supposed to be moved before November.
Yeah, you were, but they don't have a bed date. They don't have enough room for you in the psych part of MCFP Springfield. But your lawyer's basically saying that your speedy trial rights are being violated.
Well, they are. Then my case should be dropped.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to take my case to speedy trial already.
Yeah.
And I've been told I can't.
Your lawyer.
So my case should be fully dropped by now.
Yeah, your lawyer tried to argue to get it dropped right now, and the judge said that she's not going to drop it right now, but if you still haven't been transferred by the end of December, she will probably drop the case completely.
Okay, that's good news.
But then if you do end up getting transferred before the end of the year, you have to be at Springfield for 4 months to get evaluated, and your case won't get dropped. So just hope that you don't get transferred.
Right. I've been taking, therapy here. I just signed up for therapy here at this jail too, which is supposed to count for therapy. So maybe I don't even have to get transferred because I'm just doing therapy here.
Well, it's not really therapy that they're trying to do. They're trying to evaluate you to see if you're likely to become competent anytime soon.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that entails. My public defender is saying all it is just therapy, but that's what he's saying.
So you'll be there for like 4 months, and then if the doctors don't think you're likely to become competent anytime soon, then they're going to try to civilly commit you under Colorado state law.
So honestly, who knows if this guy is telling the truth or not, but I do know that last time I heard him talking about Daniel's case, he was trying to get Daniel to take his meds and be competent so that he didn't have to, go to a loony bin or whatever you want to call it, right? A psychiatric hospital. Basically, he was trying to get Daniel to do everything he can so that he can become competent. And now it seems like he wants Daniel to not become competent. I don't know what he's trying to do here. I know that he does say that if Daniel does end up getting transferred to a facility, that it'll probably be, like a mental facility, and he'll probably be like put in there by Colorado law, so like forced in there essentially. I think he's trying to scare Daniel, but I can't really see the angle exactly. And I can't really see the angle in the next one either. In the next section, you see him talking about sending Daniel pictures of different celebrities, including JoJo Siwa. Daniel says that he hangs these up on his wall. It's pretty concerning, man. This guy is going like above and beyond to troll Daniel. He's a sick individual. He's sending Daniel pictures of some weird shit, obviously. I don't know why he would risk that. It doesn't make any sense at all.
There was that. I think I just figured out that recording of Bob was fake. Bob was never making money off of your like Daniel Larson costumes. That was
I
made by
think it
trolls.
is. I think it's all fake, and I think it was made to try to throw me off to get me arrested.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of the threats came from anger from trolls. And you were kind of enabling the trolls by posting everything online. And if you would have if you would just stay silent on the internet, or you could still post, just don't pay attention to the comments and stuff. And don't post anything personal. You'd be fine, but you kind of post like where, what restaurant you're at, and then they call the restaurant and try to say that you're gonna run around naked or something,
Right, well, yeah, like why would fans, or not really fans, but haters of my fan base, right, call restaurants and tell them I'm going to run through the restaurant naked?
Well,
like
I would suppose it's because they're jealous of your relationship with Grace, but I don't know.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they are jealous of my relationship with Grace, and they're just trying to create bigger issues.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just thought I would give you a call. Also, can you send me what we were talking about yesterday on the phone?
You want the address and phone number of the CEO of Interscope Records?
Yeah, I need like the actual like proof so I can show my lawyer.
Okay, I can try to get you that guy's number. I still have some more photos of Grace and JoJo and Emma to send you. I know you wanted some of Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande, but I'm probably just gonna send you the rest of the ones. And I have a lot more of Grace and JoJo Siwa and Emma Watson. I'll just probably send those until I'm out of those, if you want. What do you do with the pictures? Do you put them up on your wall, or?
I kind of put them up on my wall, stuff like that.
Yeah, you could just hang them on your wall with toothpaste. That's what I did when I was in jail. Just put them on the wall with toothpaste.
Yeah, I gotta go. I don't have much more time. There's a line for the phone, and I'm only out till 3 today.
Okay.
But it's good to know that if I don't get transferred, then they'll drop the case by December.
Yeah, end of December, yeah.
The end of December, because that would be great if I could be with family.
Yeah.
My family for
Bob
like the first...
I would hope
for the
that.
first month, like for the first Christmas at least, in a couple months. I mean, a couple of years.
Definitely.
That would be great, because I just haven't been with them at all.
Yeah.
So
anyway, have a good day, and I'm hoping the best for you. That's the updates I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Bye.
So here we go. The cycle starts over again. Talking about Bob, talking about Grace, talking about Tina, having delusions that they're all somehow involved in his case, and that they're the reason that he is behind bars. It's all a misunderstanding. He was just trying to help out Bob, Grace, and Tina, and they confused him and made him make threats or something like that, right? I don't even know what Daniel's trying to get across. Half the time he just says some random shit, and then right after he'll go, that must be the reason why I'm in jail. It all makes sense now. And it's like, really, dog, it doesn't make sense to anybody but you, bro. You're the only one that's thinking that in your head. We all know damn well that Daniel isn't just pasting those pictures on his wall with toothpaste. He's doing more to those pictures. He's definitely pasting them with something, but it ain't toothpaste. You know what I mean? Like, if he keeps needing more and more of these photos, he's obviously doing something with them. He's not just hanging them on his wall. He's ruining them. So therefore, he needs more pictures, more prints, to ruin. Now, this next call is even more delusional. Daniel starts to talk about Bob again. He starts to talk about Grace again. He starts to talk about Tina again. And he basically says that he wants to get out by November. Now, it seems like this guy isn't very confident that Daniel is really going to get out. They're saying that he might get transferred. He's always bouncing back and forth. You know what I mean? Like I said, take everything he says with a grain of salt, this little sippy character. But either way, they're basically just discussing his case once again. But Daniel goes like really in depth with his delusions. He really describes everything that he thinks is happening to him in jail. It's pretty crazy, man. He thinks that like Bob is talking to him and he has this relationship with Bob. And to be honest with you, I know I said earlier that Bob might be paying him or putting money on his books, whatever, but I question that now, considering that he's saying that Bob is mad at Tina and Grace because they didn't follow through with their sides of the plan. Like, there's no way Bob said some shit like that, right? So he's got to be talking to trolls. But then you think about it, it's like, why would the federal government have this dude in their custody? You know what I mean? They're afraid that he's making threats, but then they're just letting him be trolled and talk outside. Like, they're letting him have phone calls. That never made any sense to me. How is this dude who's in jail for communication of threats just making phone calls to whoever he wants with little to no restrictions?
You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Daniel Larson.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Hey, I don't have much time to talk, but I was able to talk to Bob, and he is concerned about me possibly getting released, my case dropped or whatever. He is saying that it would be best if I could try to get it to where they drop it in November. So I'm not quite sure how we can try to figure out how we can, get that.
I don't think they're gonna drop it in November, honestly.
I don't think they will either, but he's concerned about if they drop the case, then I'm not getting the help with housing. I'll be right back on the streets. And case management here says I have to be sentenced to be able to get the resources. Otherwise, it's court order. So everything is kind of he said, she said.
You don't have to be locked up to get affordable housing, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you said Bob is worried about the case getting dropped in November instead of December?
Well, he wants the case to get dropped in November. He says I'm innocent. It's also to a point to where he's pissed off at Tina. He's the complete opposite of the Vanderwalls. He's pissed off at Tina for not moving with Grace, or Grace moving to Colorado, not owning up to their word. And I'm kind of the monkey in the middle, which is what led to this entire situation, with me even being in custody.
Bro, it's crazy how this dude can be sitting there behind bars and still be worried about his housing. It's always housing this, housing that. I need help with housing. Somebody get me a house. Classic Daniel Larson, bro. He loves that shit. And here he is sitting there saying that he wants to have his case go all the way through so that he can get housing. I don't really understand what this guy's deal is, why he really gives a fuck about housing, why that's his main priority while he's in jail. You think his main priority would be to get out of jail, to like state his case and to maybe get freed. But nah, homie is worried about where he's gonna live. Like, dog, you don't even know if you're gonna get out yet. You don't know what the judge is gonna decide because you haven't even been sentenced yet. And you're worried about where you're gonna live? And then, like I mentioned earlier, of course he's gotta bring in Bob, Tina, and Grace, and he's gotta say that they're like fighting and he's the monkey in the middle. He's the victim, and it's because of their fighting that he's in jail at all. He's a crazy motherfucker. I can't believe that he can still be sitting here thinking about Grace and Tina. I mean, Bob, I can understand. That's somebody he's actually met. But Grace and Tina, these are people that have only been on the internet. He's never met these people in real life. And he's still to this day thinking that he's going to get in contact with them. How delusional can someone be? I mean, I've been making Daniel Larson content for a while, right? Or at least I was. And I still can't believe how delusional this guy can be sometimes. He's one of the most delusional lolcows we've seen, probably behind Chris Chan, man. This guy just loves to make up stories.
And where's Bob live? Where's Bob?
He lives in Denver.
Denver. So, he hasn't come to visit you at all?
Nope.
Have you tried to get him on your visiting list?
Yeah, and he's also sick right now, so he can't even visit. He's sick with something, I don't know what, but he's unable to even really do much right now.
Is he going to get better?
Yeah, I know, he's going to get better. We're trying to figure out what it even is. I don't think he's went to the doctor or anything. He says it's like a common cold.
To me, it just feels like you're going to get moved to Springfield soon, so you would probably want to visit him. I don't know, when he gets better, will he be able to visit you in Springfield, or is that too far of a drive?
That's way too far of a drive. Like, at that point, I don't even think he would be that much of a help anymore. He does not want me being transferred whatsoever. He says I'm innocent and he needs the case dropped. And he's blaming everything on Tina and Grace.
How do you know that you're talking to the real Bob and not a troll pretending to be Bob?
Because I've like I said, I've been with him in person.
Okay.
But he's just blaming 100% everything. I've shown him like actual texts before I got arrested of what Grace was.
This call is from a federal prison.
He's a witness.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just looked it up, and it looks like Denver to Springfield drive is like 11 and a half hours.
And he would never do that. He's not that type of person. He doesn't even care. It's a mess. I mean, like, my safety is being completely violated in here. It's already been violated. I've filed multiple reports. I don't even have shampoo anymore. I haven't had shampoo in over a couple months. There's like literally stuff inside the jail, like lights that are constantly out. Our sale is like, everything is just falling apart. So who knows? Like I said, things are just really, really up and down. More down than up.
Did you get my email I sent you though?
I did. I'm still waiting on Bob to even send me the money. He's complaining about it, so.
Okay. So.
I can't even get enough money on my books to even pay fines right now, if I got any. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying everything I can, but I'm just not being given a chance, and I've never been given a chance, which sucks.
Yeah, I know you were talking about before that you have to get all the numbers approved, but I feel like if it's your lawyer's number, you shouldn't have to get it approved. You should probably just be able to call it without getting it approved. If it doesn't work, you could probably just put in a request slip to the CO saying, hey, this is my lawyer's number.
Just to let you know, I do have to go on lockdown. There is one more thing. Can you send me, like, the in like a Grace's or her mother's contact or something?
I think there's a very large possibility that Daniel is making up everything he says involving Bob. I mean, he's definitely doing that when it comes to Tina and Grace. So, you know, he's probably doing it with Bob as well. So I doubt he has any money on his books. He's probably just broke as fuck in there. I know the phone calls are free. The emails, now that's one thing that I don't know if they're free or not. The emails seem like they cost money. So if he's buying those emails, then somebody's putting money on his books, but maybe it's not Bob. It could just be some sort of buddy troll. You never know. Situations are weird when it comes to Daniel, and he doesn't really tell you what's going on because of his delusions. So in my opinion, I think the whole situation with Bob is probably made up, especially since he's kind of interwoven it with this whole story involving Tina and Grace. You know, saying that for some reason Bob is mad at Tina and Grace for like abandoning Daniel and he's somehow innocent. There's no way that a sane person would think this. And from everything we've seen, Bob isn't that crazy. So I feel like he would understand why Daniel should be behind bars, right? And then throughout the whole thing, Daniel's making these sly comments saying that he's sick, so he's not really going to do much and that he doesn't really care because he won't, you know, drive 11 hours to Springfield from Colorado. So it's pretty insane that he expects all this shit out of Bob, and that once Bob rejects one thing, it's like, okay, he doesn't give a fuck about me. Yeah, he might be putting money on my books, but he's not going to drive 11 hours for me, so that means he must not care about me, right? It's like there's no way that this is real. There's no Bob. There's no Bob anymore. Daniel is just finding another person, another fake individual to express his frustration towards. He used to do that with Grace all the time. He would have a really bad day and then he would say some like vulgar stuff about Grace Vanderwall. He would say that he hates her. He would lash out on her and Tina. It's just going to happen the same thing with Bob. He's going to be in these phone calls where he's saying a bunch of random shit about Bob because he's frustrated with his situation. I mean, y'all heard him. He's talking about how he doesn't have shampoo anymore. There's fights every day. His cell's breaking apart. Guess what, Daniel? That's prison. You're in prison with a bunch of people that are similar. They're the same as you, bro. They're people who have, you know, done similar crimes, or I guess they're like high profile individuals that have done similar things to you or have the same tendencies. Let's just say that. You and Jared Fogle are probably playing cards a lot. You guys might be playing Find the Toothbrush on occasions. I don't know what y'all do together, but all I know is you be chilling with Jared Fogle up in there, man. But with that being said, that's all I have for Little Sippy and Daniel Larson. I know this was a long one, but I felt like I wanted to talk about Little Sippy before I jumped into these calls. I'll definitely be looking at more of these calls in the future, but this is probably going to be the longest one of those videos since I wanted to talk more about Little Sippy. If he does end up doing some crazy stuff, then like I might talk about him again in one of the videos, but it's definitely not going to be this long. Let's just say that this was a really long video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I put a lot of work into this video. It took me a lot of time to edit and record, as you can probably tell. So please make sure you do all those things. It really helps out in the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.